Conquer the passive voice, avoiding common mistakes. Hello, learners. Today we're going to dive deeper into a fascinating aspect of English grammar, the passive voice. And more specifically, we will focus on avoiding common mistakes in passive voice. So, buckle up and let's dive right in. Before we can talk about mistakes, it's important to revisit what the passive voice is. In English, we use the passive voice to focus more on the action that was done rather than who or what did it. For example, instead of saying, John ate the apple, we might say, the apple was eaten by John. The key is the shifting of the subject and object in the sentence. The object, the apple, of the active sentence becomes the subject of the passive sentence. Now, let's move on to some common mistakes people make when using the passive voice. Mistake 1. Incorrect verb form. One common mistake is using the incorrect form of the verb. Remember, the passive voice requires the use of a form of be and a past participle. For example, it's incorrect to say, the cake was ate by him. The correct form is, the cake was eaten by him. Mistake 2. Incorrect word order. Another common mistake is in the word order. In passive sentences, the object of the action comes first. So, it's incorrect to say, by him was eaten the cake. The correct order is, the cake was eaten by him. Mistake 3. Overuse of passive voice. Lastly, while passive voice has its place, overusing it can make sentences awkward and unclear. In general, English prefers the active voice. It's more direct and concise. So, only use the passive voice when necessary, to emphasize the action, to de-emphasize the doer, or when the doer is unknown. Tip 1. Double-check verb form. Always double-check that you're using the correct verb form in passive constructions. Keep in mind the formula, a form of be plus past participle. Tip 2. Watch the word order. Remember, the object of the action should be at the beginning of the sentence in passive voice. So keep an eye on your word order. Tip 3. Use sparingly. Remember to use passive voice sparingly. Active voice should be your default in most cases, with passive voice used for emphasis, de-emphasis, or unknown doer. There you have it. Those were some common mistakes in using the passive voice and tips on how to avoid them. Remember, practice is key to mastering any aspect of language learning. So, keep practicing and soon you'll be a pro at using the passive voice correctly. We hope you found this video helpful and we're looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Happy learning!